As we already celebrate 2 years after the infamous last lap incident in Abu Dhabi 2021, fans from both sides have been equally toxic on social media to date. Was that so not right like Toto said? Was it the clinical decision to fire Michael Masi? Is Hamilton still plotting for revenge? Well, hundreds of questions were unanswered in those span of 58 laps around the Yas Marina. F1 fans saw all the highs and lows of the motorsport pinnacle which brought the racing until the last lap of the race. Welcome back F1 fans as I try to explain my take on this famous F1 incident. Quick decisions were made in the span of a few laps which enabled quick last lap racing to end a famous 2021 season, but one team stayed on the brighter side while the other went for book rules. It's pretty much known to every F1 fan that stewards are almost inconsistent while giving out penalties and imposing safety cars and red flags timely according to the situation. How did a last lap decision from F1 race director Michael Masi change the course of Formula One history? The 2021 season had seen two of the biggest title contenders Hamilton and Verstappen go toe-to-toe with each other throughout the season. Hamilton's kamikaze drive in Silverstone, Max probably trying to behead Lewis in Monza, and penalty incidents in Brazil and Saudi Arabia added more drama to the core of their rivalry. Entering the final race of the season in Abu Dhabi, both Hamilton and Verstappen were at 369.5 points each, making the grand finale a winner-takes-all affair. It was so intense that race control issued a notice to disqualify both if either of them knowingly crashed. This had barely happened in F1 before. Verstappen starting from pole, to be overtaken by Lewis before turn 1, but Max never backed down and rather Hamilton pushed him off a bit to get to front, which was never given back. It was pretty much certain for Lewis after his masterclass drive until lap 50 that the drama began to unfold. In the 50th lap, a life-changing moment occurred as Nicolas Latifi's crash induced a safety car deployment. What proved to be the turning point of the race was Mercedes deciding against pitting their champion, anticipating that a restart was not in contention. Red Bull pitted Max Verstappen. Well, with 8 laps to go, red flag would be a better option, but that was not the case here. Lap 50 until 56, within 8 minutes F1 saw the drama intensify. Race control's initial announcement that lapped cars would not be allowed to overtake suggested an anticlimactic end to one of the best seasons in the history of F1, where drivers are fighting for the championship until the last lap of the last race. A dramatic U-turn on the penultimate lap allowed only the 5 cars between Hamilton and Verstappen to overtake. This decision enabled us to get a proper end to an unforgettable season, but Lewis was already on the back foot by not pitting over the last 6 laps. Ultimately, Masi took the wrong decision. Teams had previously told him that they were keen to avoid finishing under a safety car wherever possible, but the rules were not written with his course of action in mind. However, the FIA's investigation conceded that there was a gray area where the rules could be interpreted as giving Masi free rein to adjust the procedure, and he went for that. The stage was finally set for the 58th and final lap, winner takes all. The Mercedes garage was left questioning race director Michael Masi's decision. Toto Wolff was left on anger, and Lewis Hamilton was flabbergasted. With the advantage of softer tires, Max wrote his name into the history book with unexpected mover over Lewis around turn 5. The Dutchman beat Hamilton in the final lap of the season as Michael Schumacher's record remained intact. The dust from the fallout refused to settle. Lewis Hamilton missed the prize-giving ceremony, receiving a fine. Rumors circulated that the 7-time world champion considered retiring due to the incident. Max Verstappen's father and former F1 driver Joseph Verstappen said at the end of the day, "I can imagine how Mercedes has felt, but it has nothing to do. We didn't make those decisions." Our verdict at F1 Gasm is Hamilton lost the 2021 title way before Abu Dhabi. That was just the endgame of a messy season with a ton of uncharacteristic mistakes from Lewis and Mercedes that threw way too many points away. In Imola he slid off into the gravel, damaging his front wing and being a lap down but getting bailed out by Russell and Bottas' crash, red flag to repair the damage and then to unlap himself. Probably Lewis would finish outside the points without it. At Monaco, he qualified in 7th in the Mercedes when even Valtteri qualified 3rd and probably finished 2nd with the Leclerc DNS if not for the wheel nut. Ended up finishing 7th there when he should have easily been on the podium. Baku Brake Magic's mistake of throwing away 25 points, especially because he was ahead of Checo going into turn 1 after restart. Lewis got lucky that Max's tire blowout immediately nullified the points. Hungary, after restarting the entire grid except Lewis and Mercedes, made the call for slicks after seeing the track was dry, but Mercedes couldn't make that call, dropped behind the entire grid and finished P3 on the road, P2 after Vettel DSQ. Another 7 points were thrown away. Belgium getting beaten by Russell in the Williams in qualifying, but I won't blame him too much for this. If the Sunday race had happened, he would have comfortably finished ahead. Turkey while being stuck behind Checo that long even when having the new engine that Bottas won with, comfortably, in the wet. Also obviously the botched pit call by him to ignore his team's call to pit, which possibly cost him even a chance at the podium. In total, he already threw away more than enough points that would have sealed the championship before Abu Dhabi even. That's not even it. All this is complemented by Max tire blowout, Baku, Silverstone Copse crash, Hungary Bottas bowling, etc. Mercedes and Lewis are lucky the championship even went to a decider given the way they performed that season. However, on Max's side, he had risked all in contrast to Lewis by pitting. What if the race was red flagged in between and Hamilton got a free tire change? While Mercedes tried to play as safe as possible, Red Bull gambled it all, which played off on the last lap battle. As a neutral racing fan, few undeserving decisions were made to Red Bull in the course of the whole season. Take Lewis's track limit incident in Bahrain, Max given off undeserving grid penalty for an unknown Qatar incident. Mercedes tried to get back with tweaking upgrades in Interlagos, which made them take 25-place grid drop, yes 25 for the illegal rear wing. Verstappen took one for the team while touching Lewis's rear wing in Parc Ferme for a whopping €50,000. While Checo is underperforming in RB19, he played a great role in Max's first title triumph by blocking off Hamilton in Abu Dhabi and Turkey's defensive masterclass. Unexpectedly, Nicolas Latifi was collecting all the stray bullets from Hamilton fans, which led him to take a break from social media. A year later, Latifi left F1 to pursue his career. With every season, rules are modified and made better for upcoming races, but after this famous race, handful of things were changed in F1. Passing off track could be fixed by the team themselves by giving back positions rather than FIA imposing 5 seconds. Direct radio contact with FIA during the race was blocked after negotiations between Masi, Horner, and Wolff. While fans were unhappy with the sole decision of Michael Masi, FIA has set up a VAR-like setup in Geneva on real-time basis. Not only one but dual race director had been appointed with a possibility of better decision, but this was written off after Suzuka last year as 2 decisions got mixed up. So, there you have it, folks. Don't miss our recent videos about W15 secrets and possible Ferrari comeback in the last video. Thank you for joining us on this high-speed journey. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel for more thrilling motorsport content. Until next time, stay hooked on the adrenaline rush that is Formula One. As we still have 83 days before lights go out in Bahrain, we will be releasing videos about all-time F1 what-ifs and controversies in recent year. We will keep you updated on F1 news. A possible Mercedes W15 comeback in the last video is not to be missed.